allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Irby?
Here.
Councilman Page?
I'm here.
I'm here too.
Councilwoman Wassinger? Councilwoman Gray?
Present.
Councilman Dolan is present, Councilman Tracus, and Councilman Harder. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
We'll pause.
I move for approval of the journal of the meeting of February 13th, 2018.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Journal.
Oh, that's hers. It's not moving.
Is it that much? Oh my God.
Is there a joke in here? How many people does it take to mop up a cup of water? It's just a cup of water. Ernie's got the cleanest desk in town.
You already took it off? I mean, you took.
Okay, we have no bid openings this evening. We'll move to communications.
Mr. Chair, there are no tax compromises this evening. We will move to zoning matters. Under zoning matters, item number 1, second district.
Receive and file, and that will be the order.
Item number 2, third district.
Receive and file, please.
So ordered.
Item number 3, sixth district.
Receive and file, same motion for number 4, Mr. Chair.
So ordered.
Item number 5, seventh district.
Receive and file.
So ordered.
There are no road and bridge matters this evening, so we'll move to other communications. Item number 1, seventh district.
Receive and file, please.
So ordered.
Item number 2, sixth district.
Receive, file, and hold on the order of business, please.
So ordered.
Item number 3, first district.
Receive, file, and the county council will be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 4.
Is that mine too? Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate, oh, no, that's, okay. Why is that? Is that the raises?
The pay raise. You can do with that what you like.
Okay, I'm not,
You want to just hold it?
no, I don't even want to hold it because it doesn't make sense. It's a, yeah, we needed to have a hearing or something. That's a 3% raise for the corrections medicine, which I think is an insult, and it should not come out of the public health fund. So my recommendation will be to draft new legislation for that, asking for a 16% raise coming out of Prop P.
I'll await the request to make certain I get it.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
So ordered.
Item number 5.
Receive, file, and the county council will be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation. Same motion through item number 8, and that will be the order.
Okay. Item number 9, first district.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 10, First District.
Receive, file, contract in an amount not to exceed $1,463,189.90 be approved and awarded to Gershenson Construction Company, Inc., the lowest responsive bidder as recommended, and authorization for revisions to the existing traffic control devices be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 11, First, Second, Third, and Seventh Districts.
Receive, file, contract in an amount not to exceed $5,518,805.79 be approved and awarded to J.M. Marshut's Construction Company, the lowest responsive bidder as recommended, and authorization for revisions to the existing traffic control devices be approved as requested.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
District.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 12, Second and Sixth Districts.
Receive, file, contract in an amount not to exceed $854,951.50 be approved and awarded to Pace Construction Company, the lowest responsive bidder, as recommended, and authorization for revisions to the existing traffic control devices be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 13, Fifth District.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 14, Sixth District.
Receive, file, contract in amount not to exceed $1,156,788.23 be approved and awarded to Pavement Solutions LLC, the lowest responsive bidder, as recommended, and authorizations for revisions to the existing traffic control devices be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15, Item number 15, Sixth District.
Receive, file, and the county council will be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, please.
So ordered.
Item number 16, Third District.
Receive and file, please.
So ordered.
Item number 17, Fifth District.
Receive and file.
So ordered.
And item number 18.
Receive and file, and that will be the order. Please read the add-ons.
There are no add-ons this evening, Mr. Chair.
Report of the county executive.
Nothing further.
Report of special committees.
Hold on the order of business.
So ordered. Public forum.
Mr. Chair, we have 5 speakers this evening.
Please approach the podium when your name is called and give us your name and address for the record. And try and keep your comments to 3 minutes, please. First speaker.
Our first speaker is Beverly Foutte.
Council. I am Beverly Foutte, and I am a case manager in the Choices program at St. Louis County Jail. The Choices program just completed its 18th year as a 90-day court-ordered drug program that operates inside the secure perimeter of the St. Louis County Jail. Our program is comprehensively reviewed on an annual basis by Dr. Donald Lindhorst, Director of Social Work at St. Louis University. Some of the functions that we perform inside the jail on a daily basis include, but are not limited to, drug treatment, a minimum of 70 inmate drug tests per year performed alone with the inmate, movement of inmates from floor to floor within the housing unit, facilitate classes, individual sessions, and small group sessions alone with the inmates inside the housing unit. We conduct hearings, as do the lieutenants. Cell searches, administer drug tests for the general population when requested to do so, screen and select inmates for community service projects, work in correction officer position as needed. We are responsible for conducting inmate investigations and deciding proper corrective and disciplinary measures of our Choices inmates. Other job requirements are same annual training as COs, work in daily contact with inmates, supervise housing units inside the jail and housing units outside the jail, compromise of inmates being monitored on electronic home detention, GPS, and alcohol monitoring. Work overtime in CO positions, have been required by the director to be on call to perform CO duties in time of crisis or rumors of officer walkouts. We fall under public safety in that just as officers make the jail safe, case managers make the community safer. Case managers not only supervise inmates inside and outside the jail, but they actively work with them in programs to improve their behaviors inside and outside the jail. Case manager programs reduce drug use and recidivism of criminal activities. In summary, we would like to know why 21 out of 76 support staff are getting 16% and the other 55 support staff is only receiving a mere 3%. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker this evening is Carrie Portell.
Good evening. My name is Carrie Portell, and I am a 9-year veteran nurse at Corrections Medicine. I am here on behalf of the Corrections Medicine staff. We were disappointed to see on tonight's agenda that Mr. Stanger proposed a 3% increase for us that would come out of the Health Department budget instead of Proposition P. Mr. Stanger, you approached us last month after we spoke, shook our hands, and assured us that you would take care of this situation. We do not understand how anyone thinks that 3% is adequate, given the fact that we have not received a raise in 10 years. It feels like a slap in the face when compared to the 9% given to the secretaries and prosecuting attorney's office. Secretaries are not public safety officers. Can you please explain to us why you think they deserve 9% and those of us working in direct contact with the most dangerous people in this community should only get 3? I am sure you are not aware that just 2 weeks ago, we had an inmate slice open his scrotum, remove his own testicle, then swallow the razor blade. He is an inmate who is a secure move, therefore extra precautions have to be taken when staff is around him. During that incident, officers were close at hand, but it was the medical staff who were standing on a floor where every inch of his cell was covered in blood. This is just one example of the kind of emergency we respond to. We were first responders. This is a day in the life in corrections. Please tell me how this is comparable to Mr. McCullough's secretary's duties. I want to be clear that anything less than 9% is unacceptable to Corrections Medicine or to our 55 coworkers in Justice Services. It was suggested that there were legalities that needed to be explored before we could be considered public safety officers. But to date, no one was able to cite a legal reason that prevents us from receiving Prop P funds. We are aware that we do not have to be moved under Justice Services to qualify, as was suggested before. So what is the problem? Why is there resistance to classify us appropriately? We've been hearing for years that our budget is in trouble. So why would money be taken from a dwindling budget for the increase when there is money sitting there in the Prop P that we qualify for? How does that make sense? We request that our pay increase come from Prop P and that we are given at least the same consideration that you have given to support staff in Mr. McCullough's office, which is 9%. We also request an explanation as to why our increase would further strain county's budget instead of using surplus available from Prop P. Thank you, Ms. Ruggie.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Michael Burton.
Michael Burton here. Good to see you all again. First off, I just want to say, from what I'm hearing, I don't know everything about the subject, but yeah, I think we need to find a way to do a little more than 3% for some of these people here that are working in tough jobs. Like I said, it is great seeing you all again here. I first want to thank Councilman Dolan for sitting down with the community. You agreed to sit down with 5 community members. 10 of them showed up. People brought people. It was supposed to be 25 minutes. You sat down for an hour, and I really, really do appreciate that. So I just want to get that out of the way. One of the concerns that I've been hearing about in the community is something that happens from time to time. And I'm concerned that Tower T is going to close July 1st, and we're still not going to see that proposal. Meaning McBride and Sons is just going to delay this whole thing until Tower T closes July 1st, because that's what they've been told they have to do. And then it sits there. It becomes an eyesore. It becomes overgrown. And then the community is happy that somebody comes in and makes it look nice and puts houses there. But at that point, it's too late. So are there any regulations to prevent this? Are there codes or conflicts of interest laws to prevent this, Chairman?
I don't know the process for closing Tower T on July 1st. I think Councilman Dolan would be able to address that. But today your comments come to the council chair.
Okay, but
I would
are
encourage
there
you to
any?
keep that dialogue going.
What's that?
I would encourage you to keep a dialogue with your councilman. I'm glad he's meeting with you on this.
Oh, I'm very appreciative. He was more than gracious. I'm just curious, are there types of regulations out there so that housing developers are working with other people to kind of dampen the community's concerns by postponing it and turning it into an eyesore? Is that something that they have regulations against?
So you're talking about derelict building regulations? We do have those.
I'm talking about, I've been told that the proposal that's supposed to come in is going to be done after Tower T closes, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
I can't address the rumors that you're hearing, but I would expect you to continue the dialogue as we move through this process.
Okay, very good. I will say the community is astonishingly against this proposed deal. If you don't believe me, you will soon see. We are from the Show Me State, after all. I'm all about pro-growth. I'm all about pro-labor. I'm about balancing the budget. And I'm definitely pro-union. But I'm also about the preservation of St. Louis landmarks.
Mr. Chair, that's 3 minutes.
And I hope you are too. Thank you, Chairman.
Thanks, Michael.
Mr. Chair, just a brief, and Mr. Burton is aware of this, I'm sure. The property owner decided to sell their property, and Tower T leased that property from the property owner. They had an opportunity to buy it, they didn't. So, I mean, as you know.
Tegna chose big business over small business.
Well,
which is their right.
I can't speak for Tegna, and I don't
we know that's what happened.
But I have met, as you know, frequently with Tower T, and they understand the circumstance. They had a lease. The property owner decided to sell their property, and their lease is over. I mean, I love Tower T as much as anybody, but I can't stop.
Steve Loads did everything he could to raise the money from different places, Enterprise being one of them. He wanted to save that business. And then a big business came in and offered more money. And it's taking out a family-friendly small business out of Afton.
We have no say in what somebody
The
sells
chairman
their
told-
property, somebody buys it, we can't control that.
The chairman told me a few weeks ago that if the community is against it enough and they are putting enough pressure on, that you do not have to vote to let this deal go through. If you think the best thing for the community of Afton is to keep Tower T, batting cages, driving range, mini golf, everything.
I understand, and
So you can still vote against it.
I've been there. The county does not own that property,
I understand that.
so that we cannot tell them they can't sell it.
The chairman told me otherwise a few weeks ago. Thank you all.
Michael, I should correct that. I encourage you to be engaged in the process, but I did not mean to imply that I can enforce a lease to be continued with the new property owner.
No, I'm saying after you look at the traffic concerns and the other concerns, and also the concerns of the community, even if the Planning and Zoning Committee comes back and says everything is A-OK, you told me that you could vote against it, if you think it's the best thing for the
I
community.
think we all will vote on what the best thing for the community is whenever we see a development or a project, but we cannot force leases on people.
Well, let's
If they
hope-
own the
let's-
property and they don't want to lease it.
Let's hope that proposal happens sooner than later. They put a proposal in months ago, and then they delayed it, and I think it's all a delay tactic to disenfranchise the public. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Our next speaker is Floyd Blackwell.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I may not be as articulate as your last speaker, but I guess my concerns are as good as anyone's else's. My name is Floyd Blackwell, Alderman Cool Valley, 145 Signal Hill, St. Louis, 63121. My question is what are we doing about minority inclusion in some of these projects that you are okaying tonight? Are we having a 10%, 20%, 25, 30%? Are we having enough representation that our council lady, Miss Irby, have to fight year after year to try to get a few jobs for some people in North St. Louis, or minority inclusion? My next question is, we seem to have a lot more violence in the north end of St. Louis County that's not seem to be addressed. There's a few more murders happening in that corridor that you guys know about, and people raise their hand and say, well, we ought to do something. Somebody ought to do something. Well, you are somebody. Do something. Okay? Address it. We talk about mental illness in the whole St. Louis County, and you take some money out of the budget that should be put back in there for mental illness. Are you doing that? Are you helping us out of it? All right, somebody do something. You guys are somebody. Do something. I'm asking you. We talk about drugs and violence in that same general area. Is it properly being addressed? When we talk about opioid addiction, you put money for opioid addiction in St. Louis County. Are you spending that money equally? Because we've been having opioid addiction in our neighborhoods for quite a while, and it hasn't seemed to be addressed. And if it's being addressed, it's being addressed equally, because we need help. We need help with jobs. We need help with training. We need help with economic development. We need help with mental illness, addressing it. We need help with opioid addiction. But it seems like when the money's being spent, somebody else get the help, and we seem to get the shaft. I'm just asking for some equality and a little bit of honesty here. Now, after saying all that, I like to say this. I come here from time to time and I hear people talk about various subjects, you know, Prop P money. It's wrong. It's wrong what you're doing. A lot of these things we address is wrong, all right? Why should we have to beg for jobs, all right, when you got people from Franklin County and other places coming in and getting plenty of jobs, and we're begging for just a little bit of inclusion? What about 50% of the job?
Mr.
Okay.
Chair, that's 3 minutes.
Good. I'm gonna cut down now, thank you. What about 50% of the jobs, all right? How about 40, maybe 35, all right? How about something fair and equitable that you can hold your head up and say, well, you know what? When I was county council, I did something. I helped some people. Instead of people having to beg and fight and pull for every little scratch they get. Thank you.
Thank you, Floyd.
Our final speaker this evening is Anthony Lancia.
spot for me.
Hi, Anthony.
Anthony Lancia, 2318 Blue Hill Road, Chesterfield, Missouri, 63017. Thank you, and good evening, honorable councilmen and women. Appreciate you having me out tonight. I'm going to be very brief. Thank you, Councilwoman Hazel Irby, for letting me attempt to speak at the hearing tonight, and we're going to do another one, and that's where I'll go into more detail, but I appreciate the councilman's consideration. I want to let you know that I'm speaking on behalf of the Associated General Contractors of Missouri, which represents commercial building, heavy, highway, industrial, and infrastructure contractors across the state of Missouri. With over 500 member firms, our members perform every type of construction work imaginable, both within the state of Missouri and across the United States. Many firms do business with St. Louis County and have their businesses headquartered in St. Louis County. We want to stress to you all the importance of hearing from the industry that will be implementing the policies within this legislation. We have thoughtfully supplied the council with recommendations that we believe are necessary to help create a successful program for St. Louis County. We look forward to working with the bill sponsor and any council members that have questions on this subject. It is important that we get this legislation right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yes.
Just thank you, Anthony. I've been here 13 years. I've never seen you come before the council, so I'm sure you were a little bit nervous there.
Yeah, first
But
time.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This concludes our public forum. Let's proceed with the introduction of bills.
Mr. Chair, there are no bills to be introduced tonight.
Okay, perfection.
Bill number 305, introduced by Councilmember Harder.
Please hold.
Bill number 305 is held.
Bill number 307, introduced by Councilmember Harder.
Please hold.
Bill number 307 is held.
Bill number 350, introduced by Councilmember Irby.
Please hold on the order of business.
Bill number 350 is held.
Bill number 2, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to hold bill number 2, and bill number 2 is held.
Bill number 12, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to hold bill number 12, and bill number 12 is held, and we would like to have Health and Justice Committee next Tuesday, and we'll post that tomorrow.
Bill number 18, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect bill number 18.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Bill number 18 is perfected.
Bill number 19, introduced by Councilmember Wassinger.
Hold on the order of business, please.
Bill number 19 is held.
Bill number 20, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect bill number 20.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 20 is perfected.
Bill number 21, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect bill number 21.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 21 is perfected.
Bill number 22, introduced by Councilmember Harder.
I move to perfect bill number 22.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 22 is perfected.
Bill number 23, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
Move to perfect bill number 23.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 23 is perfected.
Bill number 24, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to hold bill number 24, and bill number 24 is held.
Bill number 25, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect bill number 25.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 25 is perfected.
Bill number 26, introduced by Councilmember Tracus.
Move to perfect bill number 26, please.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 26 is perfected.
Bill number 27, introduced by Councilmember Tracus.
Move to perfect bill number 27.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 27 is perfected.
Bill number 28, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect bill number 28.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 28 is perfected.
Bill number 29, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect bill number 29.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 29 is perfected.
Bill number 30, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect bill number 30.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 30 is perfected.
Bill number 31, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect Bill number 31.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries. Bill number 31 is perfected.
Bill number 32, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to perfect Bill number 32.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 32 is perfected.
Bill number 33, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Bill number 33 is held on the order of business. Oh, I did want to hold 32. So, let's go back to 32.
Motion to reconsider?
We will. I'll make a motion, voting in the affirmative to reconsider Bill number 32.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 32 is reconsidered. And then I'll make a motion to hold Bill number 32 on the order of business, and it will be held. And I'll make the same motion for Bill number 33, and it will be held on the order of business as well.
Okay. Bill number 34, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to hold Bill number 34, and 34 will be held.
Bill number 35, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to hold Bill number 35, and 35 will be held. Final passage.
Bill number 353, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Move to hold Bill number 353, and 353 will be held.
Bill number 17, introduced by Councilmember Tracus.
Move for final passage of bill number 17, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember Gray?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember Tracus?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on bill number 17, we have 7 ayes.
Bill number 17 is finally passed. Resolutions.
We have no resolutions this evening,
Unfinished business.
so we'll move down to finished business. Item number 1.
Please hold on the order of business, a motion for, through item number 3, and that will be the order.
Item number 4, 3rd District.
Hold on the order of business, please.
So ordered.
Mr. Chair, we have 1 prepared order this evening.
I move for adoption of order number 1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Order number 1 is adopted. Any comments from any council members before we adjourn?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
going back on Bill 19 on perfection, somehow Councilman Wassinger's name's on that bill, and geographically it's in the 7th district, so I don't know if somebody needs to make a correction
We will correct the record.
going forward. That's all.
Okay. Any other comments?
The only thing is that I am going to follow through and ask for legislation for the correctional nurses. And I'm going to request the money come out of property funds because from what I understand, the police cannot ask for any more money for a 5-year period. So we're going to have money in Prop P. What's going to happen to it? And why can't we get the funds from Prop P for the raises? So that's kind of my take on it.
Okay, we'll drop a bill and we'll have hearing on it. We'll have a conversation.
Thank you.
Any other comments from
Oh,
council?
one other thing. The animal control, we need to have a hearing on that because I've received letters, and I don't know if the rest of you have, to look into what's going on at the animal control center.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
Just want to make the announcement that the Economic Development Committee will meet at 3 o'clock tomorrow to discuss or to hear a presentation on the Mill Shopping Center redevelopment.
That's a very impressive proposal. I'm looking forward to hearing it and hearing input from the public.
Yep. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.